let's talk about Nigel. Nigel keeps telling his girl that he's been working on himself for a whole year, and he's been doing all the work to be a better man for her. His girl sees no changes. What do you feel like he needs?
A life coach is a lot of busy work, busy. And
maybe she needs a life coach.
You think she needs a life coach?
Nigel working hard. I don't appreciate.
He might need a dating coach.
All the changes I made.
He need a new girl.
I think he needs a life coach.
Get on Tinder, bro.
Nah,
I agree with all of Annie's answers right now. That's why.
Chill. What's good? It's your boy Mash, aka the Spew God Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. I need you to stop what you're doing right now. You stop what you're doing. And hit the subscribe button. Don't worry, I'll wait. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Now let's get ratchet the sophisticated way.
Welcome back to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet Tribe. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the follow button right now. Help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you. We are so grateful for that. Now, it's time to get ratchet the sophisticated way. I am TJ, the unicorn Gemini. I bring duality to the podcast. Thank you. They also call me the Ice Queen. And I'm going to introduce my cast, the tribe that you know very, very well. Above me, I have Shake the Wanderer and Flash the Philosopher in one room. So go ahead, Shake. Let the people know.
Oh, yo, what up? It's your boy Shake. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Go ahead, Flash.
I don't like you putting me into his intro, but it's your boy Flash the Philosopher. It is he's me, it is I. And I think that peace can be proficient. I think that's what I got for today. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that, philosopher. Thank you. I would be remiss if I missed the third spot and didn't share that everybody should throw their X's up right now to introduce Lil Mo from the Bronx Bomb Show.
Hi.
Gang.
Tell them.
Uptown, baby. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Lil Mo. I hail from Co-op City, Section 5. Don't ever zone my shit. I represent everything Bronx. You heard?
And last but not least, we have Mash Spew God.
Joe, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Mash, aka the Spew Guy Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. For those who don't know, Spew is an abbreviation for
Drip,
spread
drip.
positive energy, whatever. Appreciate you, gang. And it's my job to enrich the lives of everybody that I meet. What's good, Trop? Let's do this.
All right. We have a really nice surprise for you.
Yeah,
but before we get to the surprise, we're going to get to the word of the week.
Okay, word of the week.
Word of the week.
Hey,
Word of
What it do? It's your boy Shake, and I am here to present today's word of the week.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
All right. So this is the educational portion of the podcast. All right. And today's word is pertinacity. All right.
Glad you got that.
Pertinacity. And pertinacity is spelled Pertinacity. It's a noun, and it means the quality of holding firmly to an opinion, purpose, or course of action despite difficulty, opposition, or obstacles. Determined persistence. Okay.
I give us a
And that is for today's life coach episode. So I'm gonna put it in a sentence. Okay. The difference between success and failure is pertinacity.
I like that. That was a good one. It was about time you had a good sentence.
Bang. Bro, as a matter of fact, that would have been like a good little saying and shit. But anyhow, all right. So just to immerse our audience into our episode, we are going to play this game in which when we use the word, all right, you're going to hear this sound.
Bang.
And everyone is going to take a sip.
Or say a mantra.
a sip, a smoke, whatever you want to do,
puff,
okay?
whatever.
You can even drink some water, okay? Whatever time of the day you listen to us, because we're not trying to get everybody drunk, all right?
Drink some V8.
So please make sure you guys
Unless
join
you want
us.
to.
Please make sure you guys join us, all right? So you feel like part of the episode, and then y'all let us know how you use it in a sentence. Put that in our comments, all right? So back to you, TJ.
You feel like it's the game show?
I can't.
All right, tribe. Life has been lifing, and if you're a millennial just like us, or even if you're not a millennial, I feel like life has just been lifing for everybody. You know, we all on this cast have been going through some real. I don't even know the word to
Trials,
use for it, but we've been going through some issues.
Yeah.
And I think that's the ebbs and flows of life. I recently had a issue, and you can't bring every issue to any friend. There's a specific friend that you could bring issues to, and y'all know what I'm talking about, right? No, y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
Sometimes, yeah.
Y'all tell all y'all issues to one person.
I thought that was
Nah,
historical.
I split them up.
Yeah.
You split it up, right? You find
Yeah.
the person that may relate to you or that's going to give you the best advice for whatever you're going through. And so I was going through some issues. I had left the doctor's appointment and I was really upset, or not even upset, just needing an opportunity to talk about it with someone that was going to hear me. And I called my friend Annie. She's one of my friends that, one, we have a relatable experience, and she always allows me to kind of think of what I'm going through and tells me to usually like sit with myself. And I felt like that was something that I felt like God was telling me to do. Like I felt like God was saying, go to Annie. And so I went to her and I spoke with her. And my friend Annie is now a life coach. And I had my friend Annie speak to me. And then after the conversation, she's like, I'm going to send you a meditation video, audio. And I go home and I listen to the meditation audio. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I'm blessed to have a friend that's also a life coach, because now she came in as the professional life coach. And I'm listening to this audio and it's soothing. It has the background music and her soothing voice. And she starts to say specifically this, and I had to write it down. It was, the truth is. And I'm like, okay, the truth is what? Because sometimes when you're talking to your friends, sometimes you want them to just listen to you. But there's times that you want them to just give me an answer. So I'm like, all right, the truth is what? Like, what is the truth? And as I was saying that to myself, thoughts were coming into my head. The thoughts were coming into my head like, you need to be positive about what you're experiencing, because I felt like I was being very negative. I felt like I know exactly what it is that I want, but because I had such bad news from the doctor, I felt like my mind was just, sometimes the bad thoughts just keep coming into your head when you're trying to be positive. So the truth is, I do want a positive outcome. And not having her say what the truth is was like putting me to work. And that was actually a really dope experience for me, allowing my subconscious, allowing my spirit to answer the questions that I had for myself. So with that said, I have a treat for you guys, tribe. I have my friend Annie, which is also known as Life Coach Annie. We're going to call her Coach Annie for this episode, here with us today. So I'm sharing my friend and the professional life coach with the tribe. Everybody give a warm welcome to Coach Annie.
Yay!
So happy. Such a great
Sharing is caring.
Pleasure.
Welcome to the tribe, Annie.
Surprise.
Now, I want to give you a beautiful intro. You are my friend. You're my confidant. You are very wise. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I'm so grateful to share you with the tribe as well, so that everyone can just learn from you. So let me do a very professional intro for you now. So Annie is a certified life coach. She's a world traveler. She's the founder of Atlas Annie. With over 15 years of experience in human resources, Annie has transitioned into life coaching, blending her expertise in personal growth, mindset coaching, and wellness. She's a world traveler. You guys have to check out her personal Instagram. It's open. She's traveled to over 30 countries. She connects deeply with diverse communities, encouraging others to travel as a tool for personal expansion. She specializes in NLP, brain reprogramming, and hypno meditation. Annie helps individuals tap into their limitless potential, advocating for joy, self actualization, and empowerment, particularly for our tribe, the Black and Brown community. Everybody, welcome Coach Annie.
Thank you.
What's up, Coach A?
Hey,
It's
Annie.
a pleasure to be here.
Welcome,
Thank you so
welcome.
much for that warm welcome.
Thanks.
you
Make
deserve
sure
it.
you
You're
give us
welcome.
your IG because TJ didn't. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna have her drop all
Like,
of her info. But that's her
yeah.
personal IG.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
personal IG that's just more so for travel inspiration, but that one is
Right.
Annie Up 7. So it's Annie ANNIEUP. The number 7 is my IG.
Okay.
Yes.
Check it out.
Don't go
guys.
to IG right now, child. We want you to focus. We want you to benefit from the the beauty of having a life coach in your ear right now. If you're listening to
Mhm.
us, and in your view right now, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that follow button right now. Okay, I'm done. So Annie, we have some questions for you.
Sure
Do you mind sharing with us what inspired you to become a life coach?
Yeah, so I enjoy helping people. I'm just a natural helper. And at work, at home, friends, family is just intrinsic in me. I'm intrinsically motivated to just support others. And in the process of supporting myself and growing through growing pains and all of the things, I'm just like I pick up tools along the way and I'm just like, I want to help other people. I can't change the world, but to one person, I can change the world. And so I'm inspired by all the other healers, the Jesus
Mhm.
Christs, and so, yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between a life coach and a therapist?
So a life coach is someone who builds a partnership with a person, a client, to help them reach their goals. A therapist is someone that is, here's a good analogy. I think of it as imagine someone falling into a hole. And to get out of that hole, a therapist can help you through the pains and coping with issues that one may have and get you to above ground out of that hole. And now that you're at above ground, a life coach could take you to the stars and help you just accomplish some goals. So that is kind of like a good way to think of it. Another way to think about it is like a timeline from past to future. Therapists can help you with things in the past that may have been in the way of you functioning in your everyday life, to get you to the present, to where you are stable. And a life coach can take you from the present to the future.
I like that.
So
So
those
you
are the
can
ways that I think about it.
so you can see your future a little bit more clearly. That we can help. We can help
Exactly.
them clear that. I love that. I love that
Yes.
analogy.
Yeah.
So how does someone know if they need a life coach or not?
Well, if they feel like they have been repeating a lot of things, like for example, I was working with someone not too long ago that said that, they wanted to accomplish this goal and they've been working on it for like 2 years, and they're busy, 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 and they're doing a lot of busy work, but not a lot of results work. And so that's like one way of knowing, like, okay, I need some support in this. And another way is like the risks of not achieving what you want to achieve, and that risk, the level of risk of not having a life coach to help you accomplish that if you need it. So for example, someone who got a diagnosis from the doctor and said, you know you can add 5 more years to your life if you ate more healthy, but you have some things in you that just, or triggers in you, or habits in you that you just can't break. And so you just need someone, that extra support. Just wanting to reach a goal, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you just want to just accomplish something, you feel numb, you need clarity in life, and you need a support system, a partner to help you accomplish the goals to reach to the moon. You want to up the ante in your life.
So,
Ante up. Get a coach.
Annie, when you talk about the person that does like the busy work, you know what I think of? I think about that person that, you know, they want to set up a business and they go and do the website and they pay for all the stuff and they do all the background stuff. But when it comes to actually sharing it with their friends, they're scared to move past that point. That's what I like think about. Like they don't get past the point of, now I got everything set up. They want to just keep on setting up, and they don't want to do the actual like let me get people involved with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
For
great
me,
example.
what came up is like the self-sabotage. I need the pertinacity to stick with it, stop the procrastination. Thank you for my ding. Take a little sip. But I feel like I do a little bit of the self-sabotage. And sometimes I don't feel like I can do it alone. I feel like I need a group of people around me to support me, you know? And I feel like that's a little bit of self-sabotage. Would you say that that's some of the habits that people create that holds them back?
Yeah, it's a lot of it is self-sabotaging, because sometimes people look externally for validation or external circumstances to make the excuses, when really it's internally, it's something, it's how, we're operating from our programs. 95% of what we do is on autopilot. That's our subconscious mind, and so that is the driver. When we think our conscious mind is the driver, the conscious mind is more so the GPS. But what's really, the things that we do, it's really what's going on deep down inside. So a lot of it usually is self-sabotage.
And that's exactly what I was explaining to you guys earlier. Like inside of me, after leaving the doctor's office, it was like, I really do want to be healed. I really do want to create this. But outside of me, it's just like everything else that comes up. Like, I'm creating doubt. I'm creating the self-sabotage. I'll be honest with the tribe, because y'all know I'm in my 40s. And early 40s. Let me just say that. Jesus, that feels
Put that note on there. No asterisk.
and I want to have a baby, and I have fibroids, and a lot of us Black women suffer from it. I'm just going to be transparent. Oh, I feel so good to let that go.
Yeah,
Thank you, tribe, for holding space for me. And a lot of us Black women experience that. And the older you get, it starts to like pull away from you with society's pressure on you to have a baby. And then, these fibroids, it's in everything that you eat. I'm like the health person out of all of us here. And I'm always talking about, it's really important what we put into our bodies, because there's things that cause fibroids to increase and we don't even know. And one of those things, I'm just sharing that with the tribe, is soy. And soy is in everything. I want you guys to go to the supermarket and look at the back of almost literally every item. Look at the ingredients, and you're going to see soy in almost every item. So sometimes I feel defeated. And so, I'm thinking about having a child, and then I get some bad news from the doctor, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck these kids. Kids turn out to be shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally start going there. And that's self-sabotage. And then when she gave me that meditation, and I'm sitting with myself, and the truth is, yeah, kids are trash sometimes, but that don't have to be my job, and and then I also sat with myself and said, I still do want to create life. And all these other things that I'm thinking about don't really serve me. So the truth is those things. And I thank you for that meditation, Annie. That was just great.
Yeah, Annie. I asked you for that meditation. You ain't sent me no meditation.
Oh, I'm gonna record one.
You gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for it. She's a life coach.
No, I will give it as a courtesy. I've been needing to make one for the website.
Just email it to us.
I will.
Yeah, I'm definitely a guided meditation person, so I appreciate those. Annie, when I was thinking of what you were saying, as far as goal setting and stuff like that. In my mind, I'm thinking like, how important is it to having, you know how people have the like your 5-year plan, 3-year plan, whatever you want to call it. Is that part of life coaching to understand how to get that together? Because what's like, I'm guessing people have obstacles with how to get their life on track. How important is it to have, you know, that goal setting culture or that plan for life
Oh,
coaching?
it depends on how bad you want it. You know, some people are so comfortable with the life that they're living, and then some people are not. And their dreams and the things that they feel internally, and they look at their life and their reality is not matching up. It's not in alignment with what they feel internally. So a person like that who really wants it is willing to make the investment. Like, you know what? I've invested in travel, I invested in clothes and all these external things, but what about the investment in my mind internally? And let me get some tools that's going to help me get there. So when it comes to like what you said, like a 1 year, 3-year, 5-year plan, how important it is how important it is to the person when they feel like I just have to have it. And sometimes it seems impossible, but it's just like you have to think, who else has it, right? And who do I have to become to get that? How do I have to think? How do I have to feel? What do I have to do? How do I have to act? How can I act as if I had it? And, you know, that's a little manifestation thing. And, you know, manifestation, the word is just so, I'm almost like annoyed with the word now, but it is a form of it. It's just a form of you being a co-pilot of your life experience and doing the internal work to get what you want. So when you want it, that's the importance.
Yeah.
Fair.
Right. So, Annie, I have a question. So,
Yep.
for example, like if a person has the tenacity in one area of their life, for example,
Yes.
with their job, right? They're great at what they do at work,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe in their home or their personal life,
Mm.
they lack there. Do
Mm-hmm.
you see people like that? And like, so they're good in this part of their life, but then they need
Mm-hmm.
extra help in this part. Right. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to.
Yeah, definitely. That is a definite, um, a great, not definite, a great example of someone who could use a life coach to create balance in their life. You're good in one area, but you want to excel in another area. And you know, a lot of successful people, the Serena Williams, the Kobe Bryants, the Oprahs, they all have life coaches or some form of coach that's going to help them elevate in the area that they need to elevate. Oprah once said everyone should have a life coach. Nia Long, she said that, you know, her life wouldn't be the way it was if it wasn't for her life coach.
Life coach.
You know, so and even life coaches, the most popular life coach is Tony Robbins. He has a life coach, Jim Rohn, and he's
I was
given
on
him
about
praises.
question.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to excel. It just depends on how bad you want it, and you know, you do it on yourself. You work on yourself. You read your books. You put it into actions. But sometimes things are not. It's easier said than done. There's some people that can just like, whoa, they can just do it all. And then there's other people who's just like, why do I feel stuck? Why don't I have clarity? And then that life coach can help you in the areas, like you said, like I want my personal life to match up with my professional life.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you know, when you say that, it makes me think: is life coaching forever? You know, does it ever stop? Is because you said you know,
Right.
people get to a place of comfort but want change. Is the
Hmm.
goal to get to so much comfort that you don't have to change, or is the goal to always be coachable, be in the game? You know, like how do you help people through that who just feel like they want to get to the next level, but does it stop right there?
Yeah, it can keep going. You keep going, keep on, keeping on when it comes to leveling up your life, you know. And then I think working with, because there's some life coaches that will just help you through it, and then there's coaches that will give you the tools so you can do it on your own. Because there's some things that you may not know that can help you get to the next goal, and let's just say you accomplish that, and then it's just like, oh, you know, now I want to move it up a notch. I'm going to use the tools that Coach Annie or whoever assisted me with getting to this level. I'm going to apply that same thing to where I need to get to the next. So you don't always have to be dependent on the coach unless it's a situation where it's just like, okay, I got to make this certain salary by this time. I got 4 kids. I want this house. And you know, it's no games. I need someone to support me in this aspect. There's no room for me not getting it, and I just want that support system. So I'm gonna get another coach to help me on later on of life. So it depends on the person, but I think that there's a lot of people that can coach themselves. I just think that when you feel like you get to a point where I'm just like, I'm doing, but my reality is not reflecting the doing, you may get another coach.
It's like a
Okay.
plateau.
Like the
What would
insight,
you?
yeah.
Mhm.
Hey Annie, real quick. So TJ had read your bio, and you
Mm-hmm.
had said personal expansion through traveling. That was
Yeah.
that was one of the statements that she made. And my question to you is, do you think
Personal
that
expansion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you do you recommend that people you coach travel as well? Do you think that you advocate for that for them to grow as well?
Yeah, just one of the many ways. I don't like tell people you should go travel because travel will but I am a big advocate for having lots of life experience, right? And you don't need travel to do that. But when you have
Exactly.
experience, you get to know who you are internally. Like traveling for me expedites that process because you get a lot of experience. It's more than just taking a nice photo in front of the Eiffel Tower. Let me go post on Instagram. It's getting stuck at an airport and having a hitchhike because you don't know the language of how am I going to get out of this? Or
Right.
I thought bungee jumping looked good. Will Smith did it for his 50th birthday. Let me do it for my 30th birthday. And then you get there and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is the most scariest thing in my life. And it's just overcoming obstacles and expanding your mind. And I didn't think I would do this, or getting in
Right.
touch with the local people and seeing through a different lens when you come back to this life, So that travel is just times 10 everything, but you
Yeah.
don't need it to, your life experience, get out and do something you've never done before all the time. And then you'll grow and, just different experiences. So travel just helps maximizes.
Yeah,
Wait,
for all those same, what I got from that, from hearing you say that, was stepping out of your comfort zone broadens your view, right? And the
Yes.
more places you travel to, you get to broaden your view even more. That's something that I feel strongly about. So when she read that, I was like, damn, I fuck with her. I agree with you 100% regarding that. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. And for me, Mash, like I am not really the type that wants to immerse myself in the community where I
The
go.
community.
Like when I go to Jamaica, yeah, I don't mind going to see family and stuff like that. But personally, I want to be on the beach. I want to look at the vast ocean. And I feel that
Yeah.
I'm just
Put my feet in the sand.
enamored by God's power. Just seeing just
Mhm.
pure ocean still. Have you ever been to the beach like early in the morning where there's not a lot of waves and you walk in and you're the one that moves the water? Like to me, that is just like, God, you are wonderful. You look out and you're like, I see nothing but just water. Like, God, you are amazing. And I feel like that's my way to kind of center myself. There's something about water. There's something about being in the sun that really just supports me. So yeah, like I don't feel like it's always just being in different communities, just being by yourself on a nice, sexy resort. That's my vibe too. You know what I
But,
mean?
but I do want to add to that. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so like, let's just say you're going into a meditation with my clients. That's the type of material I use in a meditation because I
Mm.
curate it for that person. So if you're like feeling stressed or something like that, I'll take you back to that place when you traveled and you just saw like, look at God's artwork. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? To just,
Mhm.
get your nervous system together and get it, you know what I mean? So those experiences not taken in vain either. Like just being in another environment, sometimes you just need that
Mhm.
change.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's why I pray, right, Mo? Sometimes we go to the beach when
Yeah,
we're on
we reach
vacation.
and we
We hold
yes,
hands and we start praying right there in the
praying.
water. I feel like
I
God
like
is so
that. I
present
felt
there.
Absolutely.
that.
What's
I
up,
like that
Shake? What you
before.
got to say?
Now I was just gonna ask, like, have you ever like listened to like other life coaches and like heard some like really BS advice that you just
Mm.
thought like I just immediately thought like that's trash. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever heard that? Sorry for the interruption, tribe, but it's your boy Shake.
Oh yeah, and it's me, your boy Flash the Philosopher from
The Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast.
Gang. And guess what? We have an incredible opportunity for you.
Yes, we do. Are you a small business owner? Do you own or run a barbershop, a nail salon, a hair braiding salon, a car detail shop, or even a restaurant?
Nah, maybe you're a lawyer. You might even be a real estate agent, rapper. Either way, you out here with a hustle, right?
Well, we have an exciting opportunity for you. We would like to highlight you in this section of our next week's episode.
Oh, yeah, on gang. Guess what? For $75, we can host a 30-second ad for your services. Maybe you want more airtime. Guess what? $150 will get you 60 seconds of ad space. And maybe you're doing something like a discount or offer for your business, your website, or even your social media.
Facts. This is a great opportunity for an entrepreneur to get in front of a growing millennial audience. If you're interested, you should email us at soratchetpodcast@gmail.com.
You already know. Sorry for intruding, but let's get back to the show, y'all. All right.
There's some coaches. Okay, I'm not gonna say the person's name, but yeah, they were just like, well, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do that, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, like the way they teach us in life coaching school. Well, not everyone went to life coaching school. It's an unregulated industry where anyone can say, I'm a coach, you know. But the International Coaching Federation, the way they teach us is technically you're not supposed to give anyone advice. That's a consultant. A coach is leading you to you because you know the answer inside. You know what I mean? What one person may say go right, that doesn't mean left is wrong, because left could be right for someone else, because if they go left, it could have led them to something more. You get what I'm saying? Gotcha. So someone is telling them you should do this because I did this and da 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 da. You're making them you. You know what I mean? And so with a coach like me, I embrace the individuality of someone, no judgment zone, leave a space, empathy. You know what I mean? So when I see coaches saying you should do this, I'm just like, okay, they didn't have training. I can tell.
So to piggyback onto that, are there any, as the life coach industry is evolving, are there any trends that you're concerned about or excited about that you see?
Trends that I love, okay, because, you know, when you go to therapy, there's this bad misconception that, you know, give it to God, you know, especially in the Black community. It's and so the phrase life coach, some people, I'm seeing the trend where they'll come to a life coach who's like, I don't need no therapy, I'm good, but let me go see a life coach, you know, because that don't sound like there's something that wrong with me. It's just someone who's just partnering with me and it don't sound so. But then those people, that's why a discovery call is like a pre-coaching call to see if we even match. Sometimes I call it a vibe check. Like, let's just check the vibe and see if I have the tools to really help you. Because I have some therapy friends that I may, you know, that could help you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm seeing a trend where people may think a life coach is the same as a therapist, and it's not. A life coach can never do what a therapist does.
Question, and during that vibe check, have you ever come across people who you don't think are coachable?
Yes. Yeah. I look for signs like suicidal, homicidal, want to do harm to yourself, want to do harm to other people, a form of depression, maybe substance abuse to a certain degree, addictions, porn addictions, things that, you know, you may need some long-term assistance with. A therapist sometimes can be 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And a coach is more like 3 months. Like, what do you need to get done in the next 3 months or the next 6 months? Let me help you get there. You get what I'm saying? And so people who are paranoid, hallucinating, little things like that, I'll just look for those signs to see like, oh, wait, I don't have the tools to help you with that. But a therapist would.
Yeah, I agree.
And go ahead, Flash. After that,
it was another question, so I don't know if I should stray too far, but I'm not gonna stray too far anyway. But yo, Annie, so you know, I remember reading this book one time, right? It was called The Compound Effect. So I'm very much into life books and still like coaching through reading and understanding, and for me it's a lifelong journey. This is how like I view it. But the book that was called The Compound Effect, it really got me into writing down, you know, goals or writing down things in a journal of some sort or a daily task, whatever. How important is it, I guess, for writing? Like, does that play a big part into, you know, what you feel you give people as far as tools to help them with life coaching? Is that like an important factor, right? Just writing? Are you a writer yourself?
Yeah.
Journaling.
I love writing. journaling, writing. Actually, after my one-on-one meditations, I'll have my clients write what the most important things that they took from their journey that I've guided them into, because it kind of puts everything that's inside on paper. Sometimes it's a lot inside. It's like, oh, I'll remember that. And it's just like, let's put it down so that you can just pour it out of you. So writing is a great form of therapy. I'm using it loosely in a way. So I love it. And then different strokes for different folks, right? I remember when back in 2015, I was going through a real bad depression from a real bad breakup. And I was just like, that's when I actually started traveling the world. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to this country. I'm gonna get over, And no, because it's internally, right? And my therapist had me doing a lot of writing assignments and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, there's just so many thoughts coming, going, it's just like that monkey chatter. And it's just like, it's a lot to write. So I would use the iPhone's voice recording, and that was like my voice note. That was like my form of getting it out. So whether it's writing or recording, you know what I mean? I think that's really helpful. And just like you, I consider myself a lifelong learner too.
Facts.
Any question for you? I mean, sorry, I know you want to move on, TJ, but
It's okay.
what I struggle with sometimes, a lot of times, is while I'm meditating, I have these fantastic thoughts, and I don't want to stop the meditation to write it down, but then I'll wait till the end of the meditation, and I forget the fucking thoughts that I had, So my question to you is, do you think it's a better practice for me to pause the meditation and document those things? Should I interrupt the space I'm in to document that, or should I just keep doing what I'm
how
doing?
long is the meditation that you're forgetting it?
Well, it's like 10-minute meditation. I do guided meditations.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So,
and then you just have a thought, and because in the meditation, I think it's a great practice for you, like now that you've experienced that, to just remember, like, okay, what is the most important thing? Because if it was really strong in the meditation, you'll remember like, oh, like you just have this aha moment. And it's just like, that's one of the things I wouldn't recommend, like stopping the meditation. I mean, if it's that good and you feel like, okay, I can't let this go.
Got you.
Let's write it down real quick and let me try to get back into it. You know what I mean? But and if it's a daily practice of meditation, you should be able to get back into the flow anyway, as opposed to someone who's just brand new to it. And it's just like they lose their train of thought. You know what I mean? That may be a little different when it comes to getting back into it. But yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
I was so worried when Flash said he was going to take you, like he didn't want to take it too far off, because this nigga right here, like I thought he was going to talk about termites and shit. This nigga right here, he'll take us to a whole other place.
Just like you're doing right now. Just like you're doing right now.
What are you talking about?
Pot calling the damn kettle black. And you have any life coach for him? Any life coach tips for what Shake just did?
Oh, interrupting.
Interrupting.
We needed an interruption.
Let you embrace your human.
Exactly.
Right.
But I really did like the fact of a lot of the things you were saying, even with the taking it back to as far as not giving someone in a direction, but just kind of like letting them know that they have a choice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like making it clear that people have a choice and they have free will and they can kind of choose their path. I think that's really important for people. And I think that has something to do with what you gave TJ when you left that part blank. Like, now you need to figure this part out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have celebrities, they whole life be on Instagram, it be on social media, it be on the news, TMZ. And I wanted to ask you, like, have you ever seen any celebrities and thought to yourself, like, that person needs a life coach?
Yeah. Cardi B.
Really?
Her. Yeah.
She needs a life coach. She's from the Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx too.
Oh, shout out to the Bronx.
Yes, Annie, my Bronx.
We got VX energy out here. Okay.
Got your ex. Come on, bro.
So,
Everybody got their ex.
I was watching an interview. There's a lot going on with Cardi B, but in and there's some areas where I'm like, oh, maybe a therapist could help with this or that, but from the life coach standpoint, she invasion of privacy, right? That was a really good album, and I'm just like,
Very
where's
good album.
where's the next album? What's going
Yeah.
on? And
Right.
I've been seeing some interviews where her saying she has anxiety, the pressure
About
from
recording.
having such a great album, and then how are you going to top that one, and then she said another thing about her kids. And so it's always like different. I don't want to say excuses, but I'm just like, it made me think, like, what's really stopping her from, going at it, So as a life coach, I would ask her, what is it that you really want? Do you really want to create the album? And I would give her a perspective. What I'll do is I'm going to take off my life coach hat and put on my consultant hat, something to consider Michael Jackson's Thriller album. That's the most popular album in the world. What is it, 70 million? All time.
All time, yeah.
And he took about 5 or 6 years to come out with the next album, which was Bad. And of course, it didn't do as good as Thriller, but it was still good. Annie, are you okay? It had some really good.
Annie, yeah.
Man in the Mirror. Bad. It had a lot of good songs on that album too. So I would using examples of other artists and telling Cardi B, like, if you disconnect from social media, sometimes you gotta disconnect to reconnect and go out in the woods or somewhere in the wilderness with your kids and get into your energy and make that album. I would coach her through the way, and then you come back out, and sometimes you gotta pop out and show it,
Okay. Cardi B from the Bronx too. Cardi B, hit up Coach Annie, okay?
Yeah,
Wait.
All right, guys, I think I want to go a little ratchet. So, Annie, bear with me. We are a fan of Cardi B. We are a fan of the Bronx. All of us are from the Bronx. Well, not all of us.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do
that.
that.
And Cardi B are from the Bronx.
Yeah, it's from the Bronx.
So, Cardi B, we say this with a lot of love and concern. So, one of the things that you shared, why someone would need a life coach is if they're experiencing the same type of patterns and they may want change. When I look at Cardi B's relationship with Offset, the pattern is they're really good. They don't go so good. She gets pregnant. They're good. They don't go so good. She's pregnant. Now, this is her third baby. And, after the third baby, there was a lot of riff on the internet and social media, whatever, right? What advice would you give her related to relationship? And I know you're not a dating coach, you're a life coach, but still, let me know. What are your thoughts?
I would just want to know, what is it that she wants to change? Okay. Does she want, where is all of this? Like, is it the behavior? Is it her thoughts? Is it her feeling, how she feels? The circumstance? Like, what do you want to change is what I would start from there, like, as a coach. And that would be the advice. The advice is, let's just say she wants to change her thoughts about Offset. You know what I mean? And because your thoughts is what creates the feeling behind it. You give the thoughts meaning, right? And then you have an emotion, and that emotion is causing the action, what we see her doing, right? And then that's the action is the pattern, right? And then that's the results. If you want to change the results in your life, let's start with the thoughts. What are all the thoughts that's going on? We'll do a thought download. Just give me all the thoughts in your head, and I'm going to delineate it out and see, like, are those circumstances? Is it facts? What is it? You know what I mean? And then what is the feeling? What are the feelings that the thoughts are causing? And so with the feelings, I would want to know, like, how do you want to feel? And then that's when we do some brain training and subconscious mind reprogram and all of that to see the action. So that's where I would start with it, is what is it that you want? Because I see Cardi B often, like with Offset, like you said, she is responding out of emotion. Sometimes she has these urges, and it's like that emotional intelligence, that emotional, just being able to have the control. She's what we call in the life coach school as buffering, where she's just urgent, just don't have that control. So there's a lot of things out of place. So I would start there. Like, what is it that you want? And just do a deep dive with her.
Okay.
Yo, you know what I be thinking, Annie. You know, for people who do it at a professional level, you know, I'm pretty sure you just got to have conversations with even regular people in your life, and you know, do you get to turn that off, or do you know how to turn that off in terms of being sometimes life coach and maybe not? I don't want to say you're judging or nothing like that, but you know, I'm pretty sure you can't also help when you're looking at somebody. You're like, oh, you need some reprogramming. You know,
Yeah.
it's like how do you separate? You know,
At the
from
supermarket, you know. I don't know.
On a date, right?
right. It's like
Yeah.
how do you separate the two Annies in terms of Annie and you know I'm just being you know my jovial maybe non-professional self versus damn I can't help but wanting to just help you or step into that mode.
Yeah, I was laughing because this just happened yesterday where someone was going through something, an old friend of mine, a colleague, and she's like, "Oh, okay, you coaching me now." And so the way I turn it off is like if I'm asking you questions, then you know I got my coach hat on. But if it's like a friend and they just like, "Girl, we about to this nigga," I'm be like, I'm down for it. You know, if I'm giving advice, what you need to do,
She's from the Bronx.
you
She's
know.
from the Bronx.
You know which one it is. You know which one it is. I'm doing a lot of questioning. I'm coaching. I'm like, let's just get all the information. What you think is a fact is not a fact because a fact is not going to affect your emotions and your feelings. So let's just ask questions and see, well, what, you know, dive deeper. Like, what is it that you believe? You know, I'm going to, that's how you know I got my coach hat on. And then with the friend, I'm like, well, girl, I think you need to do this, you know. And sometimes I'll assess what they may need. Like at a time, a friend may not want to hear no questioning. Right. It's like, girl, tell me what I just need your perspective. I'm going to make my own decision at the end of the day. But as a friend, I'm just like, I'm going to turn that coach hat off and be like, well, I think this. And, you know, there was a pattern of this or that. So that's how I delineate myself from knowing if I'm like coaching or if I'm just consulting / being a friend.
How did you take it when she said that you coaching right now? How did you receive
I was less like, because she's a life coach too, actually. Okay. So she knew. So she knew. And I took it like almost like a compliment because it was just like, well, you know, I just want to help you out. And I want to help you out in a way to where I'm not driving what, you know, I want you to tap in deep. It's almost served as a reminder to go within and to question yourself. Because when you question yourself, you go deep in the layers. And if you get an answer after you question yourself and then you ask another question, well, why do you think that? Or what makes that important? Or, you know, let's just get deep. Let's go deep to the surface. We want to get to the roots and pull it out. You know what I mean? And, you know, I want to get to the roots and let's, you know, especially if it's a pattern, you know, so sometimes it's hard to do it. But I felt like it was a compliment because she knew it came from love, you know?
Gotcha. I love that quote that you said. And I've heard this a lot and I try to live my life by it. And I share it with my friends, right? Feelings are not facts. Your feelings are valid. But then there are facts. And so it's really important to delineate the difference between your feelings and then the facts. Yeah. And an example of that I'll share is, you know, he don't care nothing about me. Did he ever say that he don't care about you? That's not the fact, but that's how you feel. So your feelings are valid. Yes, I get that you feel this way. But did he say that he don't care about you? No. You know what I mean? Or just that's an example of that. Yeah. But we're going to move it on over to a fun game that we like to play. We love to play games. And we created a game called Put Me In, Coach. And this is specifically for Annie. We want you to give your expert advice. And Flash is going to be the host of this game. We want to know, does this person need a life coach or do they need something else?
All right.
Okay. Also, Annie, could you tell us what type of coach the person might need? Because TJ made a good point about you saying that you're not a dating coach. And I'd like to know the distinctions between what type of coaches the person would need. Also,
well, tell us the difference now.
Yeah. So like a regular life coach is just because there's, you know, people have the niches. So someone who wants to lose weight, them like, okay, a fitness coach could help me. If I want to elevate in my business, a business coach, you know, they'll have their labels, or someone who's a mindset coach, coaches for productivity, peak productivity, you know, so, but a general life coach, similar like a therapist, you go to a therapist and the therapist won't know, they don't have niches. It's just like you go to a therapist and it's just like, how can I make you feel better? A general life coach is similar in that way where, you know, you're at a level of functioning, but I want to reach this goal, or I have these habits that I want to stop, or you know what I mean? So each life coach will have a focus. Me personally, I focus on, you know, reprogramming. So the mindset, peak performance, and just look some layers of spirituality and tapping and deepen with yourself and like feeling your energy. And so someone else may need a coach for a specific different reason, and maybe I may not be the best for them, but I have the tools that can help different issues. You get what I'm saying? So that's how you'll know.
Got you.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Flash, take it away. Go ahead with the game.
So
Put me in,
Let's
coach.
go, Annie. Let's go, Annie. Put me in, coach.
And we have a game. It's called Put Me in, Coach. You are the first contestant on this game, but you know it's gonna go global. All right, but we're gonna see if you can win the big money. We're not really giving you money. We're just putting you in the game. Game show. There we go. Okay, Annie, are you ready to play Put Me in, Coach?
I'm ready.
All right, good. Now, Annie, our first person, Matthew, keeps getting fired from every job because he can't stop flirting with his coworkers. What are we doing?
Slut butt.
What does he need? What does Matthew need?
Matthew could use a life coach to help him with his patterns.
Okay, Matthew could use a life coach. All right, so we're gonna go with life coach for this one. Okay. Now, next person. Nicole spends her whole paycheck on shoes and then complains that she's broke by Wednesday. What does she need, Annie?
I think she could use a life coach as well. Matthew and Nicole could consider therapists if it's something deeper from, but I don't have all the information. So for now, I'm going to say, yes, a life coach can help Nicole.
I like where you're going with that. Okay. Let's talk about Tamika now. So Tamika, she got a BBL, lipo, implant.
Okay.
Botox.
Tamika, turn it up.
But guess what? Tamika does not feel happy with herself. What does she need?
She can use a therapist.
Therapist.
But as a life coach, I can get her into shape as well.
Okay. I like that.
Double answer.
All right. So we're going to give a ding on that. All right, let's talk about Kevin. Now, Kevin lives with his mom at 35.
Hey.
But says that he's just waiting for the right moment to move out. Now, we know he needs an apartment, but what else does he need, Annie?
He needs an apartment.
He can use a level of pertinacity.
Okay, word of the week.
And a life coach can help.
A life coach.
Okay, life coach definitely gonna help him out of the situation.
You're gonna be busy, Annie.
Facts. All right, let's talk about Tamara because she's depressed after breaking up with her girlfriend. Yes, she likes that. All right, but she can't eat and is having difficulty sleeping, so she starts smoking weed. Annie, smoking that weed, that good piff. All right, now the munchies from the weed actually increases her appetite and her sleep patterns improve. What does she need?
It's a trick one because I was gonna first say a therapist for sure because I see substance abuse and changes difficult with her day-to-day functioning, but she has a supplement to help her with the functioning. I would just say stick with a therapist. It may be something going on deeper that I don't know. So a therapist for her for sure. Okay. Oh, and depression, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she need like it's not AAA. What's the drug people?
Huh?
Alcohol? No.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
No, it's not alcohol.
Yeah. Somebody
I'm gonna say rehabilitation.
Narcotics Anonymous.
Well, Micah.
There you go. Narcotics Anonymous.
That's what's down.
I got you, bro.
All right, let's talk about Aaliyah. She hates her job and she has been thinking about leaving, for 5 years now, but she still hasn't left. She's desperate to transform her life. Who do you feel like she needs, Coach?
Life coach.
Yeah.
She sounds like she needs a life coach.
I could have got that one.
Sorry. All right, let's talk about Nigel. Nigel keeps telling his girl that he's been working on himself for a whole year, and he's been doing all the work to be a better man for her. His girl sees no changes. What do you feel like he needs?
A life coach is a lot of busy work, busy.
Maybe
And
she
yeah,
needs a life coach.
You think she needs a life
need a life
coach?
coach. Nigel
She
working
don't see all
hard.
the
I don't
changes I
appreciate
made.
the
You might need a
respect on
dating
She
Nigel.
don't see all
coach.
the changes I made.
He
damn
need a
it.
new girl.
I think
Nigel,
he needs a
get you
life
new
coach.
shorty. Get on Tinder, bro.
Nah,
I think
I
facts.
she
agree with
needs a
all of
dating coach
Annie's
so she could
answers
leave
right
his
now thus
ass.
far.
Yo, all right, let's talk about Jade. Jade, I guess she's trying to go to Planet Fitness because she wants to unbig her back. All right, but her doctor's concerned that her weight will cause health issues in the long run, especially since diabetes runs in the family. But she cannot put down them slices of pizza. Annie, what does she need?
that pizza would do it every time.
Every time.
A life coach that specializes in weight loss and fitness and health nutrition.
Yeah, I think you're talking
For sure.
facts.
For sure.
So you can't have like a fat life coach for her.
You can, and I can
Okay,
help her. I can help her.
I was asking. All right, Angela. Angela only texts guys who are already in relationships because she loves the thrill of the chase.
Messy ass.
I mean, she a hoe, but go ahead.
Yeah.
It can go either or, because it could be some things that happen in her upbringing that's triggering her to do these things. So some of these answers, if I have more information, some of them may be therapists. So, but a life coach can help her as well too with the mindset too. So I'd say both.
She needs to visit her past to protect her future.
Should you put one in front of the other first? Like, which one would you see first?
Okay, can you repeat
Therapy. I think therapy first.
I said Angela only texts guys who are already in relationships because she loves the thrill of the chase. So would she see a life coach first or a therapist first?
Oh, a therapist first. There's some
Therapist
roots.
first.
There might be some roots, some
Okay.
deep roots.
Oh, y'all are assholes.
Damn, TJ, we got mad at these. All right, hold on, I got a couple.
Yeah,
more.
you don't have to use all of them.
All right, let me get a good one then. Okay. All right. So damn. All right, so
Do Janelle.
to Janelle. All right. So Janelle keeps showing up to her ex's family functions because they still cool with me. What does she need?
Oh, that's tough. I would say a life coach. I mean, I need more information, but
she
a
needs a
life
new
coach
family,
can
but
help
go ahead.
her. Changing her mindset. Like if she's functional and she could help. A life coach can help her with that. The patterns.
Like, stop showing
Okay,
up.
I like that.
Stop showing up.
All right, last one I'm gonna give you, Coach. Mark is overwhelmed with life after the death of his mom. He recently shares with his friend that he doesn't feel like life is worth living. Who does he need?
Oh, definitely a therapist.
Okay,
Life's
therapist.
not worth living. It sounds. I don't want to say suicidal, but
Right,
definitely
sure.
a therapist.
Okay, all right, I like that. All right, Annie, you have passed the test. You are the official winner of Put Me in Coach.
Put me in
Well
coach.
done,
Annie, is it
Well
okay if we use you as our resident life coach?
Oh,
for
of
Sophisticated Ratchet?
course. I
Yeah,
would
we-
be honored.
I love this.
So, Tribe, if you have
Yeah.
any questions for the life coach, make sure you send us some mail. We love your mail. We love mail time.
Facts.
And then we'll invite Annie on for the episode to give her expert advice to help you.
Facts.
And then you can also schedule a consultation with her and do the vibe check. This is the time where we kind of close out our episode with no bad days.
Ready? All right, here we go with no bad days.
Bad days.
It's gonna be a great ass day because I said it was gonna be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. Howl it. No bad days.
No.
Yes. No bad days.
No bad days. So, Annie, do you have anything that you could share with the tribe? Something that maybe we can do right now to help us not have any bad days? I know you had shared this lemon experience with us, with me, but I wanted to know if you could share it with the tribe.
Yes. Oh wait, do we have more time?
How much? All right. So, how long do you think we need?
We got 5 minutes.
Maybe like. I'm gonna do a quick one. I'll just
Yeah.
talk
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, first I want to say with the no bad days things, I'm always like mindset, perspective, and how will you know what a bad day is without the good days, right? It's a polarity. You can't see the star. You only see the stars in the darkness. It's the light and the dark, the up and the down, the in and out, as within, so below. As without, so within. All of the things. So it's is the polarity. So just the bad days help you appreciate the good days more. You know what I mean? So I do want to say that. I do want to leave everyone with, in order to outgrow any circumstance that you may want to change, you want to outgrow that mindset, and everything is internal. And so I love hypnotherapy. I love meditation to help people to go internal. And a lot of people feel like when they go into hypnosis, because some people can't be hypnotized or they can't get into a meditation deeply and feel. So there's this lemon experiment, or this is going to be a little quickie for the purposes of time. So I want you all to imagine. We're just going to do a little
I should close
game
my
of
eyes.
imagination.
Close
It's
my
not
eyes.
little. It's
Yes.
not little.
All right.
Let's
Experiment.
sorry. And I say little.
I
The
know
way I
what
say
you're
little is because it's usually like 20 minutes. Usually I use a good
Uh-huh.
6 or 7 minutes to reset the nervous system, but we won't have time to do all of that. So we'll just do one deep breath or something like that. So, get comfortable and close your eyes.
Turn me into a lemon.
And so I want you to just take a deep breath in your nose and hold it, and out through your mouth. Take another deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, feel your belly expand outward. And then release. So I want you to imagine yourself in your kitchen, right? And there's a lemon on the cutting board. So I want you to look at the lemon and see the lemon, see what color it is. And then I want you to pick up the lemon and feel the weight of that lemon in your hand, feel the texture. And then I want you to take the cutting knife on the cutting board and cut that lemon. And I want you to put 1/2 of what you cut and smell it and see if there's a citric smell. Tell me if you can, well, not tell me, but in your mind's eye, see if you can smell.
Yeah, I can smell it.
Breathe it in. Mm-hmm. And then I want you to taste the lemon and notice what your saliva glands do. Notice if your mouth makes a reaction. Notice if you're salivating over the tart. Notice if it's sour, if it makes you make a face or something. And then I want you to take one last deep breath and open your eyes. This exercise is just a reminder that our mind focuses on things, our bodies and our emotions reacts to it. Did you feel anything with that lemon?
Yeah, my mouth was salivating and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I had
And mine are just sour.
I kind of tasted it, how sour
Yeah, kind of
it was.
tasted it. Yeah.
I like lemons, so I just ate it. It was fine.
You just
And
Wow,
so,
better.
I know I love
so,
lemons.
so that's just like a example, a little quickie to just kind of like let you see how where you put your attention and your energy, especially in a meditation, that subconscious mind don't know the difference between reality and you being in a meditation. So when you can get the emotions and energy involved, is energy emotion, you can use that's a God-given tool. Let me tell you, God gave us that tool of imagination. He didn't give it to animals can't do that. You know what I mean? And sorry, my earphones keeps coming out. Hopefully you can hear me. Muhammad Ali, he was someone who practiced visualization a lot too and did a lot of these hypnotherapies and meditation. A lot of famous people, Kobe Bryant, I was looking into it like, who does it? Who's successful that's into this? And Muhammad Ali was someone, he called it future history. And he would visualize like his component, even in down to which rounds. And so just how I got your senses involved with the lemon, he would get himself involved, like what he's going to do, the feel and everything. So that's why he was so cocky and confident. It's just like he got that energy up. So it's just a reminder that what your mind focuses on, you can, produce it in reality. And it takes faith, of course, too. And faith is not just hoping, it's just like, I have faith. I hope it happens, but it's that faith is just knowing. Like if I'm going to flip this light switch off right now, I know the lights will come on or off. It's that knowing. Mm-hmm. And so when you combine that energy emotion, through meditation, hypnotherapy, that repetition of it, and then that knowing, that faith, that's where that spirituality comes in. Life is amazing and difficult to take a day and impossible to take a week. Quoted my boy Jay.
Go.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Okay.
You know what it reminds me
Thank
of?
you.
When we were
No bad
younger,
days.
we were
Thank you.
running track, and our coach would have us like visualize the race. Do you remember that, Mr. Taylor?
Mr. Taylor ain't play. He was a good coach.
Yeah, he had us visualizing the race. I remember that. Like, he's like, close your eyes. Tell me exactly how you're breathing. What's your form looking like? You know, for the second lap. You know, I ran long distance, so this was really, you know, something that I use. And I try to do it at night. I shared that with Mash the other day. So we're friends on the tribe. We do mental health check-ins. I share this with you guys often, tribe. And with Mash, I was sharing with him that before he goes to bed, he should visualize exactly what it is that he wants. Because he's saying he was having bad dreams. Remember that, Mash? I'm sorry, I didn't have to put your business out there.
I mean, you definitely are, but it's all good. Keep on going.
But I was sharing with
with
you that you can think of exactly what you want to kind of reprogram your brain before you go to sleep. What are your thoughts on that, Annie?
Especially in theta, and you know, you have the different brain states, the alpha, the theta, the delta. So right before you go to sleep, your mind, or right before you wake up, it happens with me right before I wake up, where you're in between the worlds and your mind is like a sponge, is ready to absorb. And that's when I am giving it the suggestions, kind of like what I did with the lemon. I'm like, today's going to be a good day, no bad days. You know, and I am being very intentional about how I want my day to be and what I want to manifest in life. I'm seeing and I'm visualizing. I'm getting all the emotions involved, almost to the point where I want to cry. I'm like in it. And it produces. I did that a lot with like the travel and all the things. And then I have this burst of energy and I'm just ready to do all of the things that's going to serve what I had in my vision. So when you're right before you wake up, you're in that theta, you're just waking up, or right before you go to bed, you're like in between that. There was, who was it? Albert Einstein? Gosh, I don't want to say the name wrong, but one of them, they would have a bowling ball. Now I got to look up the name to see who it was. I think it was Albert Einstein. But anyway, they'd have a bowling ball right before he goes to sleep, right before, because he knows when he's in that middle of the stage, in the middle of going to sleep, he's at that point where he can tell his mind and he's just like, oh, I'm in there. I'm in between that dream world and that awake world. And the bowling ball right before you go to sleep, it'll like wake him up and he's just like, I'm telling my mind what to do. I'm like, you know, that's when who was the one who, I think it was, or maybe it was Thomas Edison. I'm going to look that up to get the name because I'm butchering where I got this from. But yeah, history shows us that they've been using some of these tools to help people manifest and just be creators. And that's how we activate the God in us. We're creating like the creator created us. So yeah, it's a tool.
Absolutely. Thank you, Annie.
Well, thank you for that. No bad days. Let's close us out with the word of the week. How many times was the word used? Man.
Everybody used it once.
3.
Oh, really?
Well, I count to 3.
All right, so everybody's a winner then.
I counted 3.
Well,
okay.
I didn't use it. We got TJ, Mo, Shake, and Annie used it.
I did? Oh, shoot.
No, it was 3 people. It was myself, Annie, and TJ actually, but I didn't hear you say Shake.
No.
Exactly. He knows he didn't use it.
Okay.
It was 3
so that means that
people
there's a tie. And it's Bronx bombshells. So Annie, what we do when we have a tie, we have to break the tie. So we all have to come up with a sentence using the word. And Mo, I'll have you go first.
Yeah, because the guest goes last.
Yeah. Why? So why she couldn't go first?
Because I'm the host.
Not the guest.
Go.
Anyway, after this episode, I have the tenacity now, thanks to Annie, to focus and get my closet in order. Okay.
Came out the gate smoking. Top that.
I don't feel like she pronounced the word correctly. It's pertinacity.
Oh!
No, it's not pertinent. It's pertinacity.
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 That's what I just said. Pertinacity.
You said pertinacity. So what did I say? I said pertinacity.
We'll have to rewind the tape for you, baby.
I heard it right.
That was my sentence.
I heard it right.
Thank you.
She don't want to talk that.
I mean, it's all good. I'm always hating. She's always putting
Go
me
ahead,
out there,
TJ.
throw me a
Go,
little
TJ. Go. Let's
Go
see how
ahead,
you do.
TJ.
Go ahead. Do
Go
your
ahead,
sentence.
TJ.
Do your sentence.
Go, TJ.
Whether you pronounce it right, let's hear the sentence.
That was my sentence. That was my sentence.
What is it?
Okay. Go ahead, Annie. Thank you. That was great. Go ahead, Annie.
Go ahead, Annie. Go ahead,
You
Annie.
know,
We know she's not winning it. It's between me and Annie now.
okay,
Go
so
ahead,
there's some people who will, you know, have an idea in mind, like a business idea, and then quit. And then they may pick up a new hobby and then quit. And then just do things and just quit. And I want to encourage people to have the tenacity to be firm and dogmatic and whatever it is that you desire, be consistent and keep going to live the life that you desire.
That's a quote.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
I'm
Go
giving
ahead. Go ahead, Coach.
Set
The
it
way
up.
that we deal with the tiebreaker is everybody that didn't, you know,
Everybody
score
that
any
wins.
points. We allow them to
give it to the
decide.
guest.
So
TJ,
it's
we're
up
not
to
voting
Flash.
for you, TJ.
We not voting for you,
I don't
TJ.
care. I don't
go.
care.
Definitely
I
not
don't
for
care.
I'm a vote for Annie because Annie compounded
That's
like
what
the
I
whole
tell. Give it to the
sentence.
coach. Give it
was
to our
strong.
guest.
She
was
set
strong.
it up. I'm giving it to Annie too. Okay.
I'm giving it to the guest. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Annie.
give
I'm
it to
giving
Mo.
it to
That
the guest.
was a good
Go
one,
ahead.
Mo.
No, it was good.
I
It was
don't know,
good.
what
It was
does this
good.
mean? I see the young
good.
people doing this.
I don't know what this
idea.
means.
They got the L for the life coach.
It's
So
a W. You
Or
put
this
them.
could
I'm
be
a
a
winner.
Win. It could be
you go win with the life
Win.
coaching.
Let's
I like
go.
the life
Love it.
coach.
Creating a W.
Anyway, tribe, thank you guys for tuning in.
Facts.
You can find Annie Drop everywhere that people can find you. Your
Gang.
website. How can they book a consultation with you? All of the above.
So my website is atlasannie.com, ATLASANNIE.com. You can shoot me an email, info@atlasannie, if you want to book a consultation. And then just for travel inspiration, you can check out my personal Instagram page at AnnieUp7 on Instagram.
Oh, that's a good
I like
name for
that.
the Bronx.
Annie Up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course. She a Bronx chick. Come on now.
Let's go.
Bronx heavy in the house. Go ahead.
All right, tribe.
Yes.
Thank you for getting sophisticatedly ratchet with us.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, Annie.
Gang.
All right, thank you.
Bye.